I'm about to complete a lifelong dream by completing the lake that I have built in my back garden. In the UK, we have around 40,000 lakes. Now, many of these are natural, and there's also a lot that have been created as a result of quarrying. But I was one of the very, very few that decided to dig a lake with the purpose of fishing it. I was one of the crazy ones that attempted to build my own fishery in my own back garden. And we've had so many ups, very expensive fish, and so many downs. And as you can see from this water line behind me, it's leaking. But I've got a few things that I need to finish off to call this place complete. So without further ado, let's go and get on with it. This bank here is really thin on topsoil, so I called up my local builder's merchant and got some delivered. And now it is time to hop on the JCB, split open a bag and distribute it. Look, I've got Lamborghini doors. I'm sick of my Lamborghini doors. In this video, we're also going to be going tree shopping to pick some amazing trees to put around the lake to make it feel like it's been there a little while longer. Not only that, we'll be sorting out our lodge and buying everything we need to make it feel more homely. We've even come up with a few clever solutions that you guys have suggested to put around the lake, coming up with ways to make fishing even easier. But before we get to those, I hopped on the JCB, got it positioned in front of the bags, and with help from Teenage Labour Services,
that tastes like promotion!
And Mother got the handles over the forks and got the first bag up to the lake. Where are we going to put our first bag?
Well, I think over that mound, because that's where we're going to put a willow in there.
It makes sense. However, the only thing that I'm questioning is, do we need to work from back to front, if you know what I mean, in terms of where we drop it, so that we're not going over stuff that we've already done? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know how the machine will be going round there.
Well, it's this ground here that is all cracked and in need of the topsoil going over it. However, there is a couple of other areas just over on that bank over there that I would do if we had the opportunity. So we just need to go and check if we're going to be able to get the machine to them anymore. So this here is a great big patch of ground that is just in desperate need of some topsoil. It's where we're planning on planting a few of the trees that we're going to get as well. And this is so bold and so cracked that I think it might be good to actually start from round here and work our way back, so then we're not dragging the wheels through all that fresh topsoil.
Yeah, why don't you put 3 bags up here, and then we got to let this ground get wet before we can dig it. You'll never get a spade in there, you see.
Okay.
But we could put 3 big piles here.
Amazing. Right. Cool. So it was now time to get our first bag round, which meant passing an extremely tight spot in the corner that made me a little bit scared.
That is going.
But bag round, it was now time to whip out the scissors and split it open. It was about time I go get the rest. Now, the last time I did manual labour activities around this side of the lake, it wasn't great. No, can't do manual labour. Well, it turns out, me.
A few moments later.
We had a minor accident. The bag may have split en route. That is a bit annoying. This topsoiling, however, isn't the only work that's been done outside on the fishery recently. In a recent vlog on my Mark II channel that I actually did with my mum, where I caught 2 30-pounders in just one afternoon, many people commented saying that my weighing technique was awful, so I actually ended up calling in Mr. Vincent James Carpentry, taking on the advice of the comments section, and he built me a weighing pole. This pole, he then came over one evening, created a small indent in the ground, put it in, and then bolted it to the existing beams that are on the side of the swim area, coupled with a new Nash cradle to sit underneath that pole that's much bigger to account for the fact the fish have been growing loads, probably down to the fact that mum's been feeding them every night. Now, one of the reasons for all that topsoiling was the fact we were going tree shopping, and to figure out how many trees I needed along one bank, I came up with a little idea. So to figure out how many laurels we actually need for that space over there, I have developed a very clever way of measuring. It's called footsteps. So if I go up the bank to our existing ones, they are roughly 1 footstep, 2, she's shouting, 2 footsteps, 3 footsteps. They're like a big footstep apart is each laurel. So I'm going to rush over to the area that needs them because I don't have a lot of time, pace it out and that'll give me a rough idea of how many I actually need. Now this is the bank that I'm aiming to cover with those laurels, and you can see the reason for it is because cars are going to be parked in this space just here, and I want to block out the view of people fishing and angling from where me and Mum live over there, and vice versa, our view from over there on where people are here, just to create that extra bit of privacy for not only us but also the guests. So, using my extremely advanced method of measuring, let's figure out how many I roughly need. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm going to say about 10, just so that we can maybe put some down there as well. 10 laurels, that should be perfect. And round the lake, especially on the point opposite, which is actually really hard to see that is a point from this side of the lake, but when you walk round or see it from above, you notice that the lake is actually way more shaped than you may imagine just seeing it kind of on landscape view of the camera. So to get some trees and plants for over there would be great, and we're also planning on beginning a kind of orchard setup on the back end of where the lake is. So rubigodi plants may not have everything that we need, but I think it's about time that we grabbed Mother, chucked her in the car, and headed on down to see what they do have. You ready to go and look at some trees, Mum? Your favourite thing?
Yeah.
Last time we came here, we actually bought the laurels which go up the road to the fishery that you saw me pacing out earlier. Not only those, but we bought some trees to go on the right-hand side of the glamping pod. So we're back at Rupert Goddy Plants Limited. It is time to go and have a little look around to see if there's anything other than the 10 laurels we need, and we're going to check those out in the meantime too. So without further ado, let's go and see what they've got. Do you remember this in here? This is where you went wild last time, wasn't it?
I would have liked to have done that.
Here's the gold, here's what we come to find. This is where they keep all their special trees. And this time, as well as buying some more laurels, I had something else in my mind that I really wanted. I want the biggest, tallest one they do. Look at that. That's proper tree, that.
Well, we're very dominated by dark green because of the oak trees.
So it'd be good to have some red.
So it would be nice to have a flash of red, but this lighter green of a leaf. It's rather nice.
That's fine.
There looks nice, doesn't it? I was just looking at this one. He's bent over a bit there, but he's got that big drop there, hasn't he? That's got one hanging down there. I like this hang of this one down here as well. This one's nice. I like this one. He's got a nice lot of, he's got a lovely branch on him, this one.
But I'm prepared. Any tree you want, it's yours, yeah? Anything. Willows, trees, anything. All I want is one. That's it. One for the whole fishery project. My tree. That's it. Ben's tree, we're going to call it. Ben's blaze. And this tree speaks to me. Honestly, I do know where I would love it, which is on the left-hand side of the lodge by the car park, in that place we were just talking about. Either there, or next to where the weighing pole we've just put in is, on that other piece of grass. Literally just next to the weighing pole on that piece of grass.
What I call the pole corner of the lake.
Yeah.
Because it would hide the big telegraph pole, wouldn't it? It would be pretty good over there.
Yes, and people would aim at it then as a feature.
Yes.
People, especially fishermen, use brightly coloured and unusual coloured trees as points of reference to aim at when they're fishing. So if it's like 80 yards clipped up on a reel, they will aim at a marker on the far bank. That can be anything from buildings, trees, car parks, anything. But trees, especially coloured trees, are flipping good markers. Hence why I love the autumn black. So once I bought the biggest tree they had, we also checked out the laurels. There we go. Plant shopping complete. Time to hop in the car, get home, and wait for them to arrive on Thursday. Then one of the other things that needs finishing is the lodge, which is currently completely unfurnished, which is why it's very echoey right now. Everything else is done, as you can see. The kitchen is completely in. Back here, the bathroom is completely in, and it's all nice and clean, ready to get furnishing. So me and Mum made sure we measured the spaces we needed, like the area for the bed, the bar stools, TV, sofa, and the area for the microwave. Mum also told me the bits she'd already bought.
I have already got a lovely pair of oven gloves with owls and ducks on that are a branded make, and they're beautiful.
Stunning.
And I got lots of tea towels and things.
And some bits that we needed, we added to the list.
Somewhere where you can keep what I call utensils, you know?
Yeah.
So
We need a kettle, we need a toaster, we need a microwave.
yes, we do.
Some things we ordered online, and for others we went to the shops. Then a couple days later, the first of many bits arrived. That's right, we'd bought a bed and we bought it online, and as Mr. Carpentry was away on holiday, we chose to have the delivery plus fitting option. Although these guys aren't quite as used to mum as Vince is. We hadn't just ordered one bed though, we'd had them build another single in the spare room, and all that was left to do was pop the mattresses on. And outside the lodge, my friend John was busy fitting the Wi-Fi connection, which beams over from my office using 2 discs. But if you're using new Wi-Fi services, you need to make sure that you're using Surfshark. Whether you're connecting at a new Airbnb, coffee shop, or anywhere really, Surfshark protects and encrypts your data to make sure it's kept private and secure. Once those Wi-Fi discs were fitted, Vince fitted the brand new TV bracket to the wall, allowing us to hang a TV ready to get that connected. But with TVs and all kinds of online content, you are limited to only what your country allows you to see, and that is determined by the server that you connect to. Surfshark's VPN is a game changer. Using their app and just 2 taps, I can connect to one of thousands of servers all across the world. With just a couple of taps, my phone now thinks I'm in Norway. With a couple more, it could think that I'm in the US or even Belgium, and that means if you or I wanted to access ID protected websites or shows in the UK, you now can using Surfshark's VPN. And if you're not happy with Surfshark, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning there is literally no risk to you trying it out. And to do that, you can just tap the link in the description or in the pinned comment of this video. It's surfshark.com/BenF, or use the code BenF at checkout. And this will give you an additional 4 months of Surfshark service. Oh, sofa delivery day. Look how good it looks in here as the van pulls up. Most stuff is in. The sofa is going to go in this area here. We have a bed at the back. So without further ado, let's get it unloaded and in the fishing lodge. What size are them boxes? Looks like a very nice colour.
Yeah, it is. It's a historic day today, Ben.
It is, isn't it?
3 years in the making.
Because that means that someone can actually stay in here now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now this is a real test of my measuring skills.
It is.
It does look a bit long, doesn't it? But I think it'll be alright. A bit worrying when I measure anything. It actually fits. I genuinely thought after my measurements it wouldn't fit, but it actually fits, I think. Nice, perfect.
Yes.
Now, I'm aware there is nothing too exciting for you guys about a sofa arriving, but for us, it was a big deal. The lodge was starting to come together, the fishery was starting to look like a fishery, and the sofa even doubled up as an additional bed. Oh, I see.
This.
Oh, look at that!
And then
for an additional
3.
bed.
And step 3.
That's great. That's really great.
Oh, right in the corner. Rod's out there. Pass us the camera, Toby. I'll show him my view. Look at that.
Very much.
So you have your feet up here, Rod's out there, drink in hand. It's now time to get everything else we need in the lodge. So without further ado, let's get going. But before anything else inside the lodge, outside the lodge, the trees had finally been delivered. And Mum was on hand to collect them while I was on podcasting duty with a little bit of help from Toby. Now, despite the fact my mum can look a little bit fragile and cute, don't be fooled. My dad actually used to refer to her as a one-woman army, which is why when anybody turns up to deliver anything, she is straight involved, getting in the back of the lorry and unloading everything she possibly can before getting it onto what she calls her little lorry. And using her sack truck, after the trees were delivered, she pulled them one by one up to the areas they were going to be planted near the lodge. And there was only one man for the job to help them get installed, Jack, who was the main man behind all of the reeds that we'd previously put in the lake, our local friendly gownsman who paid us a visit to help get all of these trees planted.
What do you want in the ground first?
Probably these 3, so I'm not sure where this one's going yet. So this is my big tree. It's the biggest tree they had. Heavy. There we go. Right, now just another 2. So Jack began the first process of planting any tree, which is to dig a hole. And while he was doing that, Mum had gone down to go and get the stakes, which would be supporting these larger trees to make sure they hadn't blown over in the wind. I made sure I made myself scarce for the manual labour process, but I'd been out to grab something that was equally as important. Well, topsoil collecting. Now, I don't claim to be a horticulturist, whatever they call them, but what I can explain to you is the reason why people buy compost and why it's different to topsoil is because this all-purpose compost that locks in moisture and up to 4 times more blooms is a kind of booster. And apparently if you plant laurels and plants basically on clay with just a bit of topsoil, they should be okay, but they can die. In fact, we actually have had a couple die before. So with a bit of this, should work some magic. Look at that! Look at that! Look at my tree! How good does that look? That looks mega! That is 100% going to be something that people are going to aim at. Look how beautiful this is turning out to be. So many people have just called this a hole in the ground, a square, a puddle, all the rest of it. You can call it whatever the hell you like. When I look over there with the wind blowing, all the reeds out, all the bulrushes looking stunning, I'm planting this up to make it look exactly how we want it. I don't think it looks any of those things at all. This evening, as we continue to plant these trees, I was thinking about in the back of my head everything we'd done to lead us up to this moment. All the battled leaks, the digging of the initial hole, the going to war with the local council just to get the planning permission to even do this, the trips up to my local park lake to envisage and see what I wanted to create, the other opportunities that came from this project, like the large lake we've tried to open in Farringdon, and who knows, maybe that'll come back round again. All the diving, shopping, filming, falling and everything in between, all the banging and clattering and putting things together that we've never done before, the building of roads not once but twice, and the digging of holes multiple times over. This project has cost so much more than I initially wanted it to, but I could not be happier with how it's turning out. And now there really isn't much more to do before I get to answer that all important question to you guys, which I will be at the end of this video.
That's it.
Oh, that looks nice.
Smells good.
It does, doesn't it? So we're going to put your bag of Jack's Magic on one.
Yeah.
That you think is super ultra duper compost. And we're going to put these two that I bought in these holes. Yeah. And we're going to see who wins. If my crab apple trees with my soil compost
does better in this one,
are taller than yours in a year, you have to say that I am the horticultural expert. On camera.
I couldn't do that. I'd have to choke myself to death.
So without boring you, the process of planting a tree in a hole is really quite simple. Jack digs the hole, then one of us grabs some topsoil and puts in it, and then you put the tree in. What I don't understand is why Jack can leave his tree there, just in the ground, and it's erect. And mine, I don't get what I do wrong. That was short-lived because the second the camera went off, it just flew over. The next part of the process was to put the 2 stakes that you need either side of the tree to stop it falling over like you just saw. Jack made this look extremely simple using his very technical banging device. Me on the other hand, oh you bastard, that is well off.
I'll leave that soil there for you. I won't get near while you're doing that.
So once me and Jack were finished with our banging, he was then able to install a small wooden piece across between the 2 posts. The tree then attached to a rubber strap, a special one, and that was then screwed into that wooden bar to go across to make sure it didn't blow over. Eagle-eyed viewers will realise it's now overcast. It was the following day and Jack was back after work to help me install the last tree, the biggest one.
Child labouring.
Age labouring.
Another labouring.
Remember, it smells like
Promotion.
Not for me, it ain't. I was watching Midsummer Murders, and it was a real spooky bit. And suddenly I heard a clunk on my front door, and I thought, what the hell was that? So I got up and went out. But what it was the, that's it. the handle had obviously cooled off.
Oh, thanks.
And it must have dropped down. Don't give it
Look
a
at the
bit
size
of
of my tree.
Jack, if you don't give it a little bit of movement.
I went in there, I said, I want the biggest, tallest one they do. And I'm here now, and it's in the ground.
We're the early birds that catches the worms.
Well, you don't just catch the worm, you get the trees in the ground. Is it looking awesome? And the last of the plants from Rupert Goddy were going in too, and they were the laurel hedging to block out that view that we mentioned earlier between the parking area and my house. It is Sunday and I'm still topsoiling all by myself. It's a bit longer to get the bags hooked up and over, but I've just dropped a bag over by the glamping pod because the ground here really could do with some bold patches here and here and here and here and here. So I knew that bringing a bag over and putting next to the glamping pod to distribute all in the cracked bits in this area, and also be able to then wheelbarrow some over to the crap bits on this area here, was a brilliant way to spend an hour or so on this Sunday that's very windy out there if you were fishing on Kevs Pool today. And I just managed to drop a load. I've just moved this huge great big piece of wood from here, and I think it's about time that we drop a bag in this very bare area next to the lake here. Me and Mum have been speaking about planting a lovely tree on this corner as well, potentially some kind of weeping willow, and we can see all the areas that I did the topsoiling down there. Probably could get away with switching that aerator off today actually, with the amount of wind that's on the water right now, but it really is all starting to come together. Now time to take away that god-awful board that's been sat on the corner for a while now by pulling the forks to the left. That makes them come up like this. Then we can lift up everything. There's a bag under there as well. And then bring in the bag and the board to make the lowest centre of gravity possible to reverse back down to the bottom. So in between the big jobs and the final stuff to go in the lodge, the cold weather had hit a bit, but we carried on with the little jobs like feeding the fish, and Mum had been busy cutting one of the hedges. That is not bad for a day's work. How many bags have you done?
Oh, this is the first one. First I did all along here and got the thistles out. And now I'm working down this side getting all the hedging out.
Well done. Oh, what have you got there?
Yeah. Well, we bought the oven gloves over.
Oh, you've been buying them, have you?
Yeah, I bought them a long time ago.
What are these then?
These are little salts and pepper pots.
Oh, right. Where'd you get these from?
A little company called Red Lobster. Yeah, Red Lobster.
Oh my goodness, look at them. Look at that. Pick it up, Edie, show us.
I just thought they were so cute. Yeah, we've got one box of all the pottery, and I've got another one to bring up. Now I'll find some space over here a minute, because I bought some things over already. We've got a toaster, baking trays, placemats, and coasters, and calendar, chopping board, and a Pyrex dish. And then there's all the glasses, they've all been washed and ready to go away. So this pottery's come from a local company near us, Aston Pottery at Aston. So here we've got some lovely cereal and dessert bowls. In keeping with the fishing lodge, there's a fisherman on the decking with the lake in the front, catching a fish. So yeah, and then we've got a lovely jug which can be used for putting in water and gravy and things like that.
What have you got in here?
Oh, it's heavy. What I've got in here is dinner plates, side plates, mugs. Let's have a look what we got. Right, to start with, we've got these lovely mugs. So I've got some nice mugs and some strong mugs. And again, it's a nice scene of a fishing scene. And he's on the deck in there, just like if you was looking at this fishing lodge, on the deck in lake in front with the wood behind. So yeah, I thought it was rather lovely. With the bulrushes that we got all around the lake. And then side plates. And again, the plate, get the same details. And then we got the dinner plates, which again is the same scene, but obviously a larger picture of it. So hopefully this will all be put away. Just a couple more things to go and get, which then we're there. I've got to unpack the toaster, yeah. Here we go. So we got a nice toaster. Do some toast. So we'll put all the chinaware in here. So we'll be putting the side plates in there as well. Obviously we've got the mugs. The mugs can be in there as well. We got plenty of room for things like that in there then. So we can put some cereal bowls in as well. So yeah, we'll have all the chinaware close to hand in the top cupboard, and then we'll probably be putting the saucepans and things in the bottom cupboard and trays under there, so everything's easy to get to. We finally got round to getting the duvet and mattress protector and pillows and protections, and I bought some bedding. Again, we wanted a theme that lines and things to remind us that it's a fishing lodge, and to really make the experience feel like someone's gone away to get away and do some fishing. Got some lovely fish in it. And they've been growing. So this is the, yeah, we've got a mattress protector. But I just want to see how this is going to fit. Right, so what I'll do is how I do it normally at home. You can have it either side actually, but I like this. I just think it looks nice this side with the bold lines again. Everybody got their own way of putting quilts on, and this is the way I like to do it. So, of course, you have to wait for things to be made and delivered and things like that. I was very pleased with these beds. They look lovely. Right, so we put that round the right way. Oh, it seems to fit anyway at the moment. Got a couple of other little sets that can go on if it's just one person. I've got a couple of other patterns, but these I thought were rather nice to start with if more than one person was coming. So hopefully that is one of the beds made up. Well, I think that looks rather nice, don't you?
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, since so many of you have given me so much love, supported my mum, supported the project, and unexpectedly followed this journey on YouTube, amongst other things that I've done, like GURTWINGS videos, I wanted it to be us that goes for that final walk round the lake, because I feel like we're coming to the end of a story of building this fishery, the start of a new one, with running it and all the challenges that will present, and of course I'll be creating content on that, but this project really is basically done. But here we are, so let's go for a walk and talk about what this place looked like versus what it is now. As we see the aerator go in here, that aerator that I uselessly put in, and since we've actually stocked this with the 58 carp that we bought and put in on those freezing cold days 2 years ago was the first stocking, this has definitely protected all the fish. As you can see, this is a little bit brown and muddy because we've just laid all the topsoil in this very video. If I look down here and compare where this was when the original builder built this to where it is now, that Kevin from Liquid Landscapes came and saved us with all of the special matting and everything to make the grass grow right down to the edge of the lake, it looks absolutely incredible. And as I come up to this corner, I see the tree that we just put in this very video. This corner, when we first did the lake and filled it up using all of those lorries and all of that water to get it going, was the first place that me and Child Labour Services, as you've got to know him, actually dived into and swam across the crystal clear water that we just put in out of the lorry. And as I walk around this corner here that you saw me struggling with earlier in the video in the JCB, I look at this otter fence. Now yes, this is only some pieces of wood and metal, but I remember when me and Vince put that in, I remember getting on that loadle and attempting to use machinery I'd never used to bang in these posts. And yes, if I look along it, it's a little bit wonky, but that's because we did it. Like, we actively did this as a group. We created memories, and that's what makes this place so goddamn special to me. This spot over here, has been the result of debate, because originally we were going to build a stock pond here. However, you guys have witnessed the challenges with planning permission that I've had. We actually got in here and did our first netting, trying to remove lots of those little carp that have been the result of spawning over the last 2 years. Recently, we just put in these crabapple trees. And as I carry on, there is so many more memories to talk about coming round this fishery, because we had the leak, possibly the biggest challenge, the one that you all started following from because it caused so much stress. Imagine stocking your fishery with all of your fish after getting planning permission, and every day you're walking out, the water level starting to go down. And if we come round here, we get to the end of the otter fence with the mesh and the start of the other otter fence, which yes, I really didn't want to have to put in, but this fence has acted brilliantly for protecting the fishery, not only against otters, but also adding that degree of privacy. And there's still going to be a lot of work to coat and protect this and make it a nice different colour and plant in front of it. And if I go down to my left, you will start to see everything that me and Mum have worked hard to plant ourselves, like the lily pads which have been coming out recently, all the reeds. Do you remember when I was in my wetsuit along this bank planting all these reeds, and I could barely keep myself with my legs down and I kept floating up being horizontal? I know I'm totally useless at doing this. Now over here we obviously have the masterpiece of the fishery, the lodge, now with its brand new laurels and the backdrop behind it. This took so much digging. We laid the paving from my dad's old company, Pavestone, that they kindly provided for us, and we made this swim feel just like the brasenose ones that I fished when I was growing up. If we take a look at the lodge, this is all down to meeting Vince. When I first met Mr. Vincent James Carpentry, who's been a massive part of this project, you literally saw him building this weighing pole in this video, he came up with the idea of me building the frame and he could build a proper cabin. So if we walk up to the door and take a look inside, Mum has made such an effort to make this place lovely while I've been at work. We even have a new rug that her and Louis have literally just put down next to the sofa. We have the kitchen area. Wandering back, we have the bed at the back. Not only that, but we have the spare bedroom in here. We have the bar area here with these stunning new bar stools, and we have a wonderful bathroom in here. When I used to go on family trips as a kid, we would go to White Acres and stay in their log cabins and their fishing lodges, and even as early as 8 or 9, I wondered one day could that be part of what I do. And this lodge behind me, which was built through blood, sweat, tears, planning issues, me getting over planning issues, is now an actual thing behind us, just meters away from the house. So I want to thank every single one of you guys for making this place what it is, because the amount of comments that we've acted upon to do things differently, the amount of feedback we've taken on, the amount of advice we've taken on, I've genuinely felt like we've done this project together. There we go, let's get this open on.
Yeah, don't fall the storm tomorrow.
Hey, here we go. Let's all have a little drink to celebrate.
A little bit of this.
Hey.
Hang on, Benedict, we'll put them
It's
out.
all right, he's having a meal. Brilliant. Well, we all want to thank you for watching this incredible journey. Please remember to like and subscribe to the fishing channel. And the one question that everybody's going to want to be knowing is, when can you book to come to Fowler Fisheries? Well, the answer to that will be in a week, and you have to make sure you're following the Fowler Fisheries Instagram account to see the booking link go live. So make sure you go from this video to the Instagram account, follow the Instagram account, and I promise over the next week I'll be putting a booking link live on there for you to book the first spaces on Fowler Fishery. All that's left for us to do is cheers, guys.
Cheers. Tight lines.
And thanks to all of you for watching. Bye.